So I invite Bjorn Kuhla to present the next presentation.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to introduce to you what we've done in the so-called work package 3, which was on standardization of vocabulary and methods and sharing of data. All these things refer to ontologies, creation of a book of methods, and data platform. The work has mainly been done by Agrimetrics, United Kingdom, INRAE in France, and FBN in Germany. So, what were our objectives? The first objective was the preparation of an inventory of standard operating procedures for animal experiments and to write a common guideline for experimental measurements in cattle physiology and behavior. Second task refers to the creation of a tool that allowed the interoperability and sharing of data that are produced within the project. And the third task referred to the consolidation and introduction of new traits to the current animal and environmental ontology databases, which are ATOL, HOL, and EOL. So coming to the main results, the main achievement in task 1 was the publication of a book of method that is entitled Methods in Cattle Physiology and Behavioral Research, recommendation from the SmartCow consortium. You can see on top of the slide the URL address where you can look for this book and where you can find the foreword and 19 guidelines, and each of these guidelines is equipped with a digital objective identifier number. These 19 guidelines refer to 8 scientific topics which address issues related to ethical aspects, feed intake, body characteristics. There's an additional chapter. This is exclusively dealing with peculiarities in calves. We have additional chapters dealing with digestive tract and behavioral physiology. And last but not least, we have chapters dealing with reproduction, traits, and health. And of course, gas exchange and methane emission measurement techniques. All these chapters were peer-reviewed and English and format edited internally. They are published as open access, in an open access style, in a so-called living handbook. That means it's always possible to update the existing published guidelines. And also to extend the book with further guidelines. So as I said before, the individual chapters can be downloaded as a PDF format, and the book is also open for external authors beyond or outside SmartCow. The main achievement in task 2 was the creation of the so-called Cloudbased data platform. It integrates a data catalog and a data management plan, and both are aligned with the so-called FAIR principles. It provides the ability to add tags which connect the individual data sets to similar data. And it is, of course, user-controlled, which allows the up and download of the individual data. The platform further offers the ability to link data within, but also outside SmartCow, meaning with other data sets that are stored in the Agrimetrics catalogs. The user can make use of a livestock demonstration database and can also define the permission to share the data. The platform further provides the tool for an advanced search functionality and the selection of the data via web API surface. The main achievement we've obtained in task 3 was regarding the ontology. This is shown here, and it's the ontology is openly accessible at an INRAE page. The URL can be seen on top of the slide. And one special thing here is that each individual ontologies stored in this database is cross-linked with the measurement methods that are described in the book of methods that I've introduced to you in task 1. So all in all, a total of 190 new traits were added to the ontology, animal trait ontology. These include 53 new traits regarding milk composition, milk yield, etc. 130 new traits regarding nutrition, cattle nutrition. 6 new traits referring to animal welfare and behavior, and 1 trait in regard to reproduction. Apart from this, the colleagues in INRAE developed 40 more traits to the environmental ontology of livestock, and these concern particularly sensors, but also issues regarding animal handling and facility, the milking parlor, and climate factors such as temperature and humidity. What is the impact? The main impact regarding the book of method was that all these methods can be referenced in scientific publications. It allows the verification and the quality of experimental research, and also allows for a better comparison and the reuse of research data as far as they are referenced. The data platform offers the potential of new added value from linked data. The platform offers further the possibility, or has the ability to find and learn more about the different data sets. And the user workshops held to train people and to share knowledge and to enable the usage of the Agrimetrics data catalog is also seen as a big impact. Regarding the ontologies, the website that was available before the start of this project was visited more and more, and the sensitization of researchers to use this common vocabulary and to annotate their data has increased during the time of the project. So what do we see in terms of future prospects? There are currently 2 more chapters that are currently prepared and submitted to the publisher. 2 more guidelines, that will come out soon. A couple of further chapters are planned in the so-called European Research Group that starts now, or has started yesterday. There will be a continual ongoing improvement to the Agrimetrics data catalog, and the ATUL and EUL will also be implemented in other European projects, PICBEP and INTEC, and the species-specific interfaces and links with vertebrate traits will also be created. And with this, I'd like to thank you, and I'm open for questions.
So thank you, Bjorn, for this overview of all the activities on methods, data sharing. Question? Is there a question in the chat? I don't think so. Question in the room?
I'm Marc Van de Put from INRAE, and I'm leading the AquaExcel research infrastructure project. I have one question about ontologies, because we have worked also in AquaExcel to improve the ontologies for fish in this case. But what I found really challenging is how to make people use them in publications. And I mean, what I can see after some time is that only a very small number of researchers use them effectively in publications. And I still don't know how to increase this. Have you noted in your consortium that more people use it, and you have publication that reference traits with Hurtaud?
I don't know if publications are already out that include these ATUL numbers, but I think the last point that I made regarding the ontology, I think the sensitization of researchers has increased, but I think it takes some more time until this will be reflective in publications. Yeah. So this is certainly not what happens by tomorrow.
Yes, I think to be more effective on this task, probably we should have an action toward the scientific journals to make some, to force, maybe not force the author, enforce the authors to use the ontologies in the papers.
Yeah, Van Milden from Big Web project. In the 4 years of the project, have you seen any change in mindset towards sharing data, fair data? Because I mean, in 5 or 10 years' time, I think we've come from a long past of my data, I don't want to share it, to being aware that we have to use data and share data. Have you seen any progress in the 4 years within the partners of the consortium?
It always depends on the people who want to share data and who are willing to share data. So I think this is the biggest hurdle. If people are not allowed to share data, then they simply can't. But if they are willing, I think there's always a way. So this is not what you can press in a law.
Yes, hello. I think data papers can help a lot to encourage people to share their data, because then they put their data set in a repository that is available to everybody, and then they publish it. So it's one more publication for them. So, and
yeah, what we can do is we can only offer the prerequisites, but whether people are willing to share, this is a second question.
Okay. I see 2 questions in the chat. One from Mario Butino from INRAE. Is there any plans to add to the book of methods some implements on endocrinology or other topics?
On what?
Endocrinology.
Endocrinology. We haven't thought about this, but this certainly deserves a couple of chapters. I don't see why it should be limited to one endocrine.
And a comment by John Edwards would be great for the ontologies to be added, referred to in author guidelines for journals. Yes. So, message to the animal board.